We are thrilled to be able to introduce you guys to the new Belstaff Long Way Up collection, because not only is this a fantastic new range of Belstaff jackets, trousers, clothing and accessories for 2020, but it also marks the launch of the new Apple Plus TV series The Long Way Up, featuring none other than our favourite duo Charlie and Ewan, taking their electric Harley Davidsons from the bottom of South America all the way up through to North America. So this is really news indeed at a time when there's not been a lot going on in the motorcycling events world. Next to us here, we have the Long Way Up jacket. This is the standout flagship product from this new Belstaff Long Way Up collection, and it is a wonderful item indeed. This was designed and used and tested extensively by Charlie himself. We were lucky enough to be able to get some of his thoughts on his use of the jacket, as you'll see later in the video. This comes in at £1,250, so this is a very expensive garment, but this represents the absolute best when it comes to adventure motorcycling in terms of the materials used, the performance and the versatility that it offers. Although it is very pricey and it will probably scare most of you off, this does come in at the same kind of territory that you will find rival brands like Rucker and Climb, or Klim, however you say it, coming in with their own gear. But what affords to me the attention that this deserves is the fact that this is also a Belstaff. It looks great, it doesn't look too adventure-y. I think this has a wonderful aesthetic to it. But on top of that, it does everything as well as a jacket reasonably can for all types of temperature range and all types of weather too. So we have three different colours. We have the olive and we have the grey black, and we also have the sand. This jacket is AA CE approved for those of us riding in Europe. This is a very high level of CE approval. It features a very highly abrasion resistant nylon outer. It features what's literally called super fabric in the elbows and shoulder sections, which is a highly abrasion resistant, tear resistant, rip resistant little section on the shoulders and elbows as well. You get D3O. When I say a full set, I really mean it. You get level 2 CE approved armour in the shoulders, elbows, you get the back armour as well, and you also get chest protection too. And all of that's removable, so you can modulate it however you want to. And this is a jacket that really is designed to go from the cold extremes to the hottest extremes as well. There's tons of ventilation. And again, in spite of the performance and versatility of it, it's very neatly integrated in a stylish manner, I believe, and I think that Charlie and the Belstaff team have done a great job in executing this. There's a supplementary range of accessories to go with this, such as underlayers and waterproof layers and so on. This jacket is very much waterproof in its own right. It's a Gore-Tex Pro triple laminate membrane. This is frankly the best membrane you can get for waterproofing and breathability out of anything on the market. It comes with a lifetime guarantee on the membrane itself, and the jacket as a whole has a 5-year guarantee too. So that's pretty great to see. When it comes to waterproofing and breathability, you usually get some degree of a trade-off in all but the very best and most expensive membranes, and the Gore-Tex Pro triple laminate is offering you both the highest levels of waterproofing and breathability too. So it's as high a performance as you can get from something. And in terms of the fit, the feel of the jacket, this doesn't feel too heavy, again, in spite of the functionality on offer. The sizing is true to size. So Belstaff have increased their sizing to make it a little bit more generous for 2020. And this large here would fit a 42-inch chest nicely, and that is true to the size guide on offer. You can see the silhouette of it. It has that Trailmaster appearance. So this harks back to the very original Belstaff Trailmaster jackets as worn by the likes of Steve McQueen, and that translates to this here today. But of course, the materials, rather than being a wax cotton, are much more modern with the hard-wearing abrasion resistant outer. So when it comes to adjustability, you have different points on the waist section on the inside of the arms, so you can draw it in as well. The vents are plenty. We have these two vertical main vents on the front, which is going to hit a lot of the oncoming airflow. We then also have under the arms, on the arms, and round the 3/4 section on the back as well, with an exit vent, so lots going on there. Storage with these overlay and rubber engraved Belstaff snappers as well, which look really nice. Lots of storage there on the outside section. And then you have this little neck piece here, which, as Charlie was saying, is probably only really useful in the absolute extremes, but it's certainly nice to have nonetheless. And that has a little neoprene topper to it, just creating a nice junction bridge between the top of your jacket and the bottom of your helmet if it is really, really bad or really, really cold weather. You've got a neoprene piping section to the top of the collar to make it nice and comfortable. Easy Velcro, combined with these snappers, which have the little insert for the finger underneath to make it, again, easy to squeeze together and do on the go. Even with gloves on, it's very easily possible to do that. As you can see, you've got this little overlay, little part here. This is for the hydration tube for the hydration pouch, which can be inserted into the jacket itself, or of course you can just wear it through a backpack system. You've got this nice Belstaff YKK zip going down the outside, and on the inside you can see you've got this moisture wicking sports liner, which is great for just regulating temperature and keeping airflow on the go. This is where you can take out the chest armour with that D3O insert. Charlie was saying he uses it as an actual pocket and takes the armour out. That's of course for you to make your own decision on. The pockets are pretty much mirrored on either side. You've got these being the most secure ones here with the vertically accessed YKK zip on the inside, sitting as they do underneath several layers of that hard-wearing, abrasion-resistant and waterproof outer. There is also a waist belt which can be brought into play as well. If you are carrying quite a heavy load, this can be very useful. It stops the jacket slipping around and just gives you that little bit of extra security as well. So it's nice to have that. As we go round to the back, we have that super fabric on those shoulder and elbow sections, this little Velcro section either side. Again, easy to use with the gloves on the go, as are the vents to open and close. This poacher's pouch with a waterproof YKK overlay zipper on the underside of that flap. Again, really useful storage. So in terms of practicality, it's all neatly integrated too. I don't think anything stands out. The silhouette of the jacket remains nice, and this is something that you can use off the bike too. There are many, many other features to this jacket, and we probably don't have time to go into everything. I think it'd be far more interesting, rather than me tell you the theory on how the jacket supposedly works, is to actually hear from Charlie himself as to how the jacket actually performed. So Charlie, well, thank you very much for coming in with us. This is great because normally we just stand here with samples, just waffle on about the theory of how a jacket works, but you've actually done how many miles in this thing?
Well, with this one, this one and next fact, I was myself and Ewan were very involved in the designing of the jacket. So we spent quite a long time doing that, and then spent about 13,000 miles on an electric Harley Davidson, going from the bottom of Argentina to LA.
So it's a slightly better road test than I normally get round to doing. So this is designed to be the pinnacle of the collection. This is supposed to take on absolutely everything that the elements can throw at it.
Sure.
So first of all, does it work?
Of course it works, because we designed it.
That's good.
No,
step one.
Well, Ewan and I have been involved with Belstaff on Long Way Round, Long Way Down, where we had those Belstaff jackets that we wore on that, and then it seemed obvious choice to work again with Belstaff. One, we really enjoy the company and what they do, and they're very cool, and they spend a lot of time sourcing the right kind of stuff, and we wanted something that could go super cold like we were down in Ushuaia, where in actual fact when we started the trip it was the worst winter since 1974.
So we're talking like proper from freezing.
Oh, it was
all the way up
absolutely
to
frozen. Yeah.
And what sort of height of temperatures
Well, we were
did you reach?
up to Central America and Costa Rica, where it's 85% humidity and baking hot.
Amazing. So obviously you've had plenty of experience in which to design the jacket. The thing's kind of laden with functionality, and how much of it really sort of do you use? Because there's a lot of ventilation going on. The thing I quite like is that it's actually quite sleekly integrated. It doesn't look like some sort of action man outfit. It still looks really good as well. So if you don't mind, can you sort of just talk us through a bit of the things that you found particularly useful about the jacket that kind of really worked in the real world?
Well, I mean, one, we wanted it so that you could wear it all day on the motorcycle, and then you could kind of wear it in the evening as well if you wanted to. And the idea, when you're doing long journeys or traveling, if you were on an airplane or traveling with a friend, you would have a little rucksack, and you would have your passport and your wallet and your phone and your key things. Mm-hmm. So let's say, for instance, you were in a hotel and the hotel fire alarm went off and you had no time to get out, so you grab your rucksack and you're out the door. So regardless of losing everything else, you've got your passport, your wallet, your phone and stuff, and so that's your sort of grab bag when you're traveling. And the same thing, so on a motorbike you can't really do that. So the idea was that we designed it so that you could do that with this. So if you had to bail quickly, you would just grab your jacket and you had everything with you. So obviously it has the pockets on the outside, so you could put a camera on one. I had long way up stickers in this one, so that I could just put stickers on everything on the way home. And then the vents. So you've got the two big ones on the front here, which are all, again, waterproof, and then you've got these ones on the side, and you've got them on the arms and the back of the arms as well, and on the back of the jacket, so that you can
spin it around.
Spin it around. So you can. So you have it on the arms here as well, and then along here as well. Because it's great having stuff coming in, but if it can't go anywhere, then it becomes like a sail.
This thing, this obviously comes with it. Do you actually use this much?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't use it so much, but in the super cold, it's 100% worth it.
Better to have than not.
100%. Yeah. And then that just fits in sits here. So I kept a small, very flat medical kit in here.
We were wondering what might go in that.
So a metal kit, and then I always carried a little spare charging battery from my phone.
And so did you have to test out the medical kit on yourself? Did you have any nasty accidents on this
No,
one?
no, not
Did
this
the
time.
jacket do its job?
No, jacket did its job. We fell off a few times in Bolivia and stuff when the weather was really bad. But this is all waterproof, the pockets, which is important. And then you got the vents on the back as well, which are there. So it's all about the flow. So when it is hot, you need the flow. But it really does work. I really I loved it.
So you had the sort of 21st century jacket, and Ewan was in the more sort of traditional Belstaff wax cotton. Was he jealous, or was he okay?
No, well, he looked pretty good in his jacket, so I think he was absolutely fine. But you know what's really nice about this one is when you got the zip and you're closing these and you've got gloves, it's got a little loop here where you can get your thumb in.
Yeah, it just makes it so much easier, doesn't it?
And close it, make it easier and close. And then water, it has this little ridge here to stop water coming in as well, because often that's where you get wet if it's torrential rain. So
you're saying
so
this is
cold.
waterproof,
yeah, absolutely.
Gore-Tex, triple laminate.
But when you see us on Long Way Up, it was so cold for us. So that we had these puffer jacket trousers and a puffer jacket that Belstaff make, and then we put these on, and then we put these big Belstaff waterproof jackets on top of these. It was. I mean, it's not because that this isn't waterproof or windproof. It's just we were just so cold that we just put everything on those first couple of weeks, going through Argentina and the Atacama Desert and stuff like that. You know, we spent a lot of time at. I think there was one time when we were in Peru. We to our highest point was I think 15,000 feet, and we went from 15,000 feet to sea level in about 4.5, 5 hours, and we were on the electric Harley Davidsons.
Yeah.
And we used only 8% of the power in 4.5 hours. It was just 15,000 feet downhill the whole way on these most extraordinary, twisty, mountainous roads.
Did it go from really cold to really hot?
Yeah,
as well,
right onto the beach. Boiling hot, yeah.
The Long Way Up collection is due for release within the next few days, and all of this has been put through its paces far more than we'd ever get the chance to tell you about normally in a video review. So Charlie, thank you so much for popping in and telling us a bit about it.
18th of September on Apple TV Plus. Just go to your Apple app on your phone or your smart TV and click on Long Way Up. I almost forgot now. And watch away.
Perfect, thank you so much. So the Long Way Up jacket is in stock and available to order from the 18th of September in conjunction with the launch of the TV show. We think this is a fantastic item, and if you are in the market for the very finest adventure and touring crossover jacket, and you want something that looks amazing and competes toe for toe with the most established brands out there when it comes to adventure gear, why not get something that looks as great as this? Thank you very much for watching. If you've got any questions, comments and feedback, then leave that in the section below, and stay tuned for more video reviews of the Long Way Up collection and of the world's finest riding gear as well. Thank you so much. See you soon. Goodbye.